several different ways to send a super large file overseas.
Hello, Dylan Shields. I'm Robert Reber. I'm an aspiring director of photography, and I have a couple questions I'd like to ask. The first one is, being a director of photography and shooting on multiple different formats and different cameras, going to a post house, how does a post house deal with maybe shooting from like a DSLR as to a RED or to other formats?
Well, a post house, like modern video film where I work, we invest a lot in technology. So we have equipment that can handle just about any file format, any camera. So a lot of our clients use the digital cameras, and the footage comes to us in the form of digital information already. So it kind of goes through our pipeline fairly seamlessly. But we look for people to sort of be skilled with the different file formats, different methods of compression, just sort of a knowledge of digital media. And it's so, you know, we deliver all over the world. We can handle any kind of file format pretty much. So I think post-production companies, if they're big enough and got enough muscle behind them, they can handle just about anything.
Now let's say for like one project, can a post house or different, can they handle multiple different like different cameras for one, or different formats for one house, like for one project?
Yeah.
Let's say, so person doesn't have to worry, a director of photography or a producer doesn't have to worry coming in, like, oh, we shot on a DSLR and a RED. Right. They could usually conform that.
Yeah, I mean, I think a great ideal relationship is a cinematographer maybe who wants to discuss what they want with us before they start shooting. So if it was a case of us getting lots of different formats in, we would probably do the conversions necessary to whether it's up-resing or down converting, just any kind of transfer that may need to happen to get it into a workflow that's going to work through to the end.
Well, I think you brought up that a really interesting point, which I've never even thought of before, is so you would want to be talking to the DP before they even start shooting, or the cinematographer before they start shooting. Right. So I mean, is there another earlier point before that you think that there should be communication with the post house, or do you think that's the optimal time?
I think that is a really good optimal time. I mean, back when RED was really coming out and starting to be used a lot, we developed a workflow for RED. A lot of post companies developed their own workflows for RED, whether it's an Avid workflow or a Final Cut workflow. And, that was something that we wanted to get out there to the creative filmmakers and to let them know, you want to shoot on the RED, we can do it here at Modern. And it's kind of like that for a lot of as cameras get better and better and continue to change, it's that client relationship that we look forward to developing, so that if a cinematographer works with us and has a good experience, they'll come back for something else.
Right.
But I think that the earlier the better is good for collaboration.
Awesome.
We like to come on board before production. And I mean, these days a lot of productions want to have those on-set dailies, and so we will help them to assemble what's necessary to have that, and so to kind of start early is better.
And so I guess another question I would have is, coming to a post house, what I don't want to go really simplistic and say what do you do, but is it possible, like, how many different facets can someone come in and use your facilities, or could someone who has no idea what they're doing come in and use someone that's there and the facilities and stuff like that?
Yeah, we do have in-house editors. We got a lot of colorists, of course, and we get a lot of clients that come in and work with our colorists and our editors on their projects. But we recently built a new state-of-the-art digital facility, two actually, and we have also production suites that can be rented out. And so clients can bring in their own systems if they like, and hook them up to our pipeline basically. So some of these client suites have both rooms for editing as well as office space.
Awesome.
And so, and that said, we've also worked with clients remotely. We've built rooms, color rooms in other locations that can be connected to our facility so that information can be shared back and forth. And,
Wow.
so it's...
What would be the benefit of doing that, of actually building the facility somewhere else, as opposed to you doing it in-house or working with someone there?
Well, it's not to the extent of building a facility somewhere else. It
Well,
might be
yeah.
the extent of, bringing equipment to a filmmaker, a creative person who maybe is in New York or another location, and if they need a projector or if they need a color correction system, we offer those services.
Awesome. So is it possible to become mobile? Is there any way, like, do you, in your opinion, do you see maybe modern video becoming mobile and becoming an on-set kind of feature where we know DIT, digital, or the digital person who manages all the media is there, and they usually only download and sometimes do a quick color correct.
Right.
Do you see as a post house maybe becoming another facet that becomes crucial with all these?
Absolutely. I think that's definitely happening. It's an international industry, really. Even though our headquarters are in Burbank and Santa Monica, we got productions that shoot all over the world. So we have to offer that service for productions that might be overseas or in other cities, maybe because there's tax incentives to shoot out of California. We still like to be important to them, and the technology that we offer is a great incentive. So I definitely see the industry becoming more global, and because the digital world, you can stretch your influence without having to necessarily build facilities, but through technology.
Yes, this might be completely off topic and really specific, but how about with different things with the cloud? And is there a way to work with big files like 4K files, or I mean, you could even downgrade them, but still large video files with the cloud? Is that possible, or does modern video even work anything with that?
Yeah, we do have we have a out-of-state data center, and we deal with studio clients with their materials, and technology is getting better and better, and we have media movers, some of the software that can move large files like Signient or Aspera, Digidelivery. There's several different ways to send a super large file overseas, and or anywhere, and we invest in those types of workflows.
So I mean, is it wireless, or do you do it with a hard drive? Like, do you actually put just buy a hard drive and send it with a package, or is it done wireless anymore now?
It's done, I think, fiber networks.
Oh wow!
Through the internet. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for
You're welcome.
coming in.
Thank you.